In the time it's taken my camera battery to charge, I've made myself another cup of tea and I've eaten too much chili. So rest assured, I will be farting throughout this entire video. Don't worry. Oh, she's gone full English today. Oh, lovely. Disclaimer, I love Starkid. I've got fucking Starkid juice coursing through my veins. I've bought their albums, I've seen every single one of their shows, I know basically all of the lyrics to all of their songs. There's a cat there and I can't get her to go away, so pretend she's not there, which I know is difficult because cats are great. For those of you who don't know, Starkid are an independent film company who over the last 10 years have filmed and uploaded their shows to YouTube and have grown a considerable audience. A lot of their shows are viral. They're most well known for a Harry Potter musical because of all the memes and giving birth to Darren Criss. Their shows range from parodies of existing films and video games to original stories and characters as well. I bloody love them, but shit me do they annoy me. They compose their own music, write the shows themselves, and have been on 2 tours, the Space Tour and the Apocalypse Tour, which I'm sad I didn't see. Now, as some people may know, I am a huge nerd for musicals. Cite Hedwig and the Angry Inch poster up there. Disney and dumb, fun musical nonsense are completely my jam, so I just... I've tried to convert friends to it, but trying to be like, they do musicals about genitals and Disney musicals. No, I promise it's good, come back. It doesn't work. But, as the title would suggest, I've got a bone to pick with Starkid. They do something that annoys me a lot, especially more recently. Their endings. By their endings, what I mean is that most of the time I skip the endings because they're either too cringe for me to watch. No, that is the only reason. They're too cringe for me to watch. Today, I'm going to be talking about 3 of their shows. The first show I'm going to talk about is A Harry Potter Senior Year, which came out in 2013. This one is a lie. I don't skip it when I watch it. Voldemort's speech at the end actually genuinely does make me do a little cry. I didn't grow up with Harry Potter, but I know that a lot of people did. So when he talks about,
Harry Potter, he helped me once. He taught me something. He taught me how to love. And I guess that's kind of what Harry Potter's all about.
That whole bit is so touching and lovely, but Voldemort and Quirrell are a married couple and they have an adopted Asian daughter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being Asian. I think that's a given. I'm sorry, but this is straight up fan service. At the end of the first one, Voldemort being part of it at all is fan service. It was over, the chapter was closed on that villain. There were so many more that they could have done because there's loads of Harry Potter villains from what I've heard. I don't know that much about it, if I'm being entirely honest. The fact that Voldemort and Quirrell are together is literally just to get the screams of like, oh, I ship it, oh, Quirrell more forever. The last show ended with the two as best pals, not as, we didn't see them kiss, we never saw them say I love you, and I don't mean they were best pals in the way that tabloids say that lesbians, who are obviously lesbians, are best friends. It's their secret handshake, they eat each other out. I think them being best friends is so much more sweet and powerful than them being in love, and them being together, it's just there for fan service, and it really, really annoys me because it undermines the story from the first one. The second show that I'm going to be talking about is Trail to Oregon, which came out in 2015. Now, if you've seen the show, you know what happens at the end. Oh boy, do you know. And you probably know what I'm going to say. Now, if the ending to your show, which until now has been lovely. It's been a fun romp, fun characters, lots of jokes, some banging tunes. If you're gonna end your show with a song about a member of the family shitting themselves to death, that is barely forgivable. But if you then have them come back to life anyway, So we sat through the shit song quite literally for no reason, despite the fact that throughout the whole show, all of the characters' actions have had consequences, those sweet, sweet consequences, and then have them sing a song about skinny dipping, which only works as a joke the first time they take off their clothes and sing about it. The rest is not a joke. The rest we, again, just have to sit through because you've told her they're naked, lol. And then we just kind of have to sit there through another shit song. Not literally, but very, very figuratively. If you want to have your characters shit themselves to death, that is kind of a bit fine, because in the video game they're parodying people die of dysentery all the time, so it kind of fits. The last two songs are cringy, they're not particularly funny, so I always just stop watching once they reach Oregon because I wish that was when they did finish the show. But no, we have to sit through Lauren Lopez skinny dipping, and I never thought that would be a bad thing. Someone's honking. The third show I'm going to be talking about is Firebringer, which came out in 2016. It is definitely in my top 3 favourite shows that Starkid have ever done. The music is so different from anything else they've ever done. It's female-led, which makes a really, really nice change because most of the time they have a male main character. It is about the discovery of fire back in old cavemen times, and it's a really funny commentary on human nature, human progress, and it's one of my top 3 favourite shows of theirs, hands down. The story is that Zazalil, played by Lauren Lopez, discovers fire and is then elected the new leader of their tribe, much to the fury of the old leader Jamila, who is played by Meredith Stepien. The show follows their trials and tribulations as big dumb cavemen in this big new world, trying to figure out how everything works. I love this show so much. I think it's really clever, really witty. It's got some good social commentary, the music is catchy, the acting is great, the chemistry on stage is really, really good, and you get some gays. Woo! We finally got some gays. Good music, gays, great. I love this show, and that's why the ending annoys me so much. Throughout the show, there's this character called Chorn, who's like classic, you know, like low eyebrows, like proper caveman. And they don't really play a major role, and that's it. They don't and shouldn't play a major role. And then at the end, sometimes I think about how stupid it is and it makes me really sad. Zazalil and Jamila have just defeated the big, evil, saber-toothed tiger with their spears and their fire. Way, we did it, yay. And then Chorn comes out and was an alien the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Now this I could maybe deal with if they dealt with it in classic funny Starkid fashion, where, you know, they could come out and say the whole big life lesson of the show, and then the cavemen just fucking murk her because they're cavemen and that's what cavemen do. No, they get stupid level kind of here and then just fucking boot kick it up to like, up to there. No, Chorn instead goes around and taps them all on the forehead, sending them all into convulsions that aren't very funny, giving them a vision of the future of humanity, which they then decide to strive for. I don't know if you're aware, but the world is in a bit of a pickle at the moment. The world has been pickled out of its mind, basically forever, because of, you know, war, famine, racism, and they just hear about it, they see it in their weird alien vision, and then they get up like, well, better get started. Like, global warming is a fun art project, and it also annoys me so much that Chorn's song is like the best song in the show. It makes me so cross.
To give to you my wisdom, the truth I come so dear, I share now in this vision.
Humanity is just a big garbage soup species, and they see that and they decide to strive for it. And no, the ending of this makes no sense, and it negates all of the lessons from the rest of the show. The message of the show is that human nature and good intentions and progress can go wrong if you become obsessed with power or pride. It's a lesson about how you need to think things through to progress in a positive way. And then for Chorn to just turn up and give them all the answers to the questions they've been trying to work out even goes against the very first song in the show.
We don't know why. We've got to figure it out. We've got to find ourselves some answers.
If the show just went from them defeating the saber-toothed tiger to the very last song, that would be great, and that's often how I watch it. I will just skip forward through Chorn's bit because it doesn't really add or take away anything from the story. You can literally just go from one to the other and it doesn't make that much difference, and I wish that is what they did. They didn't. They put in an alien. Aliens don't make everything better. Have you seen the film Signs? A great ending for the show would be that final song, and then if they wanted to have that cruel irony like they so often do, they could have Zazalil or Jamila come forward and do this big speech about how they're going to use fire to make the world better, and it would be so much more tragically cruel and so much more hilariously ironic, but no. I still love the show though. I will pop it on whenever I just want to have a boogie and have a fun time. I just want to clarify, these endings do not make me dislike the shows themselves. Like I said, A Very Potter Senior Year always makes me cry. Firebringer is one of my top 3 favourites they've ever done. And Trail to Oregon is just a fun romp I just pop on when I want to have a hot chocolate and a giggle. Also, Wagon is on Fire. Fucking tune. I just wanted to vent about these endings because if they didn't have these endings, I kind of think Starkid would maybe be a bit more popular. It's these endings and these childish tropes which stop people, i.e. my friends who still won't watch the shows. It makes them not want to watch them because it makes them seem childish and not a legitimate theatre company, which is just not true. I would love to see Starkid as a frontrunner in theatre, even maybe something like Broadway, but I don't think they'll get there if they keep going back to these childish and cheap gags. It's these cheap gags and immaturity that I think sometimes hinder them becoming more mainstream. Still, this doesn't stop them from being my favourite creators on YouTube, more than any short film directors, more than any YouTube shows, more than any series I watch. They put so much love and so much heart into every single show they do. You can feel how much they appreciate and respect the source material they're parodying, and it comes through in every line they say, every song they sing. They have so much integrity and all their shows are so sincere. It reminds me of watching Disney when I was little, those warm feelings you feel for every scene and every song. Starkid evokes that feeling in me, and I think most of the people who watch their shows as well. That's why I want to show them to my friends and show them to other people. So, if you haven't seen Starkid shows, give them a watch, see what you think. They are legitimately very funny. Some of them more than others. There's some that I would maybe skip that are considered some of the worst ones. Annie, the Star Wars one. Don't watch the Star Wars one. The Star Wars one isn't very good. They don't even sing. A band sings. It kind of doesn't make any sense. Go and watch them. They're really, really great. They can take up a good weekend of your time. You can just get them all out in one. Just get them going, that's what I did, and then I lost my purpose in life. That's why I will always be a Starkid, even if they can piss me off sometimes. That was everything I wanted to say about that. Let me know if you want to see more shows about Starkid. Maybe do a full review of one of their shows if you would like to see that. Comment, tell me which one you'd want to see my opinion on, and let me know your favourite Starkid shows as well, and whether you agree whether these silly, light-hearted endings give or take away from the shows themselves. Let me know. Goodbye. See you later. And go watch my last video and donate to my GoFundMe, please. I would like to make a film. Thank you. That'd be great. Bye.
This is the dawn.